Or not
Nasa
really
ELS kayo.
okay. As per Captain Chuck, not really okay because it's kind of warm in here.
You're in ELS, Attorney Frank?
Yes po sir, nandito kami sa back conference room kasi may ginagamit po yung dun sa taas. Ang init, walang aircon.
Silang aircon dyan?
Nasira ngayon lang. Pero sige lang sir, mabilis lang naman siguro to, nego lang naman to.
Sige. Alright, it's already 10 o'clock. Let's start the meeting. Attorney Frank, Secretariat, do you have a quorum?
Mr. Chair, allow us to conduct the roll call, sir.
Sige.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Basin Awards Committee meeting. Today is April 20, 2023. For our attendance today, kindly acknowledge once your name is called. For our presiding officer, Attorney Roberto Martin Benaventura, sir.
Present online.
Members, Captain Florendo Jose Aquino III.
Present.
Engineer Ronaldo R. Lumibao.
Present.
Miss Amneres Gabriel, not present. Engineer Leandro Varquez.
Present.
Also in attendance are representatives from ADMS, ma'am, and from ATS. We also have here today, Mr. Chair, the members of the Technical Working Group and BAC Secretariat. We also invited COA Resident Auditor as observers, PCCI, NGO, EBJFI, PIC, ES, PCAI, and DOTR. Sir, four of the seven members of the committee are present. We do have a quorum, sir.
Okay, given that we have a quorum, let's proceed with the agenda items. First, we have negotiated procurement for several projects. Let's proceed with this.
Thank you, sir. First item, this is the negotiation of the terms and conditions for the project procurement of survey services for the expansion of Roxas Airport. This is a rebid amounting to 9,187,920 pesos. Bid number 22-024-10. And we have here representatives from in person, ACT Ban. Secretariat, please. Mr. Chair, permission to allow the representative to attend the meeting. ACT Ban. Good morning to the representative of ACT Ban. May we request you to kindly state your name and the company you represent, please.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Antero Citiban, the owner of ACT Ban Surveying.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning po. Roxon Pistola po. Liaison Officer of ACT Ban Surveying.
Good morning po, sir. Mr. Chair, we are now ready to conduct the negotiation. We also have online, Mr. Chair, are the representatives from the Survey Services Division of ADMS, who will lead us, Mr. Chair, in the negotiation for the terms of reference of this project. Survey Services, please.
Good morning.
Good morning po, Ma'am Lolit.
Attorney, this is Engineer Amabang po from EDMS.
Hi, good morning po, ma'am.
With regards po sa napasa po nilang terms of reference kasi as indicated po in their papers po is they will just parang susundin lang po nila yung anong indicated sa TOR po. So, we will just wanted to ask the ACT Ban Services if they have something to clarify po in terms po sa TOR po.
ACT Ban, please, sir. Sir, meron po daw kayong gustong i-clarify doon sa terms of reference, considering po na in-state niyo po na you will just comply with the terms of reference of the project. May clarification po ba kayo dun, sir?
Good morning. Wala po. Wala po. Okay na kami doon sa mga terms of reference.
Sir, may concern lang din po kami, sir, about po dun sa control establishment po. We have Engineer Cara, can you please provide a copy of the specification for our control establishment po? Paki-present po dun sa kay Sir. With regards po sa control establishment, sir, nire-require po sana namin na magkaroon tayo ng ganyan po, bali mayroon po kaming plan po dyan for the specification po sa pinaka-control na gagawin po natin. So, nakalagay naman po doon sa control establishment na kailangan po tayong mag-put up ng control, which is i-connect po natin doon sa existing, may airport po kasi na may existing na pong control, mga primary control po kami. So, in terms po dyan sa ano natin, sir, magpapalagay po kami ng ganyan pong control station for reference po. Bali yan po yung gagamitin natin pinaka-reference po sa ating gagawing parcellary survey. Mayroon po diyang plan which indicated po yung size po ng control na ilalagay, yung parang specific sizes, tapos we will provide you po the copy of that plan po. Nagpapalagay po tayo ng ganyan po para in case po in the future po kung magkaroon po ng, kunyari babalikan po natin yung lots po na ano natin doon, mas madali po para sa amin din na mabalikan yung lote kasi di ba po hindi naman po as per ano kasi yung lote kasi hiwa-hiwalay so kung dapat magkaroon tayo ng isang mga control station na para pag bumalik tayo mas easy para sa atin ma-identify kung location ng lote.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, copy.
Thank you, sir. Bali, i-provide po namin yung plan sa inyo po. Papadala na lang po namin for reference po.
Okay po, ma'am. Smooth lang.
Any other items po from the survey division?
Isa po lang concern namin, sir, is yung about po dun sa mga monuments po, sir. Kasi di ba po yung nakasanayan po natin na monuments is cylindrical. Yung nilalagay natin sa pinaka-boundary natin. So ngayon po, di ba po yung nakalagay sa atin is yung kalimitan po natin nilalagay for the boundary is cylindrical with TF po na nakalagay. Ang concern, ang ano po namin sana po is, ano na lang po siya, parang, tawag dito yung, bali, naka-square, ano na po siya, sir. Pero ganun pa rin, hindi lang siya cylindrical. Naka-square lang siya for easy identification na sa airport po yan na boundary. Kasi, usually po kasi pag nagpupunta kami sa airport for verification po, may mga iba na na-move na po yung mga monuments. So ngayon, ang ano namin, para maiba or ma-identify namin agad is ano na lang po yung monuments namin, naka-square para mas madali siyang ma-identify doon sa mga private lots.
Yung size, ma'am.
Yung size po noon, kahit 20 by 20 siguro, sir.
Okay. Tapos, yung marking natin, hindi na PIS.
I-clarify ko po yung marking, sir. I-ano po namin sa inyo. I-clarify ko lang po sa supervisor namin po. Kung CAAP po ba ilalagay or PS pa rin.
Okay po.
Ako namin kayo immediately po. That's all po sir sa concern po namin sir. Baka kayo po may clarification po kasi.
No. Sige po ma'am, okay po yan. Para madaling ma-identify at mahirap na matanggal. Wag na.
Yes po sir, kasi minsan kasi po madami po kasi PS na nakalagay, hindi ko ma-identify agad kung saan talaga yung sa boundary ng CAAP mismo.
Okay po ma'am. So, yung lalabas din, yung 0.30 rin sa ground. Ito. Hindi, iparehas na lang natin siguro. Para hindi matabunan. Yung 30, ganun. O 30, 10, 20, 30. Ay, parehas din.
Yes sir, paras lang din. Parang yung ano lang, hindi lang siya cylindrical.
Opo. Yes po.
Mr. Chair, that's all for our part po.
Mr. Chair, would like to put on record, sir, that ACT ban is amenable to the proposed items of survey division as to the clarifications in the terms of reference. So, having no other items, Mr. Chair, we can now close this negotiation, and the TWG will conduct the further evaluation in the post-qualification, and this is for submission to the Bids and Awards Committee. That's all, Mr. Chair, for this item.
Okay, thank you, Attorney Frank. So let's proceed to the next one.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So to the representatives of ACT Ban, isa lang po yung sa inyo ngayon, sir. Okay. Maraming salamat po for attending today, and we will just notify you of the outcome of the post-qualification evaluation po. Thank you, sir.
Thank you too. Thank you everyone.
Moving on, Mr. Chair, item 2.2, this is a negotiation for the project procurement of consultancy services for the appraisal of land and improvement, including crops and trees, for the expansion of Vigan Airport. This is a rebid with bid number 22-026-10 amounting to 1,193,700 pesos, an ADMS project. And for this, we have a representative online from First Independent Value Experts Incorporated, sir, for the negotiation, and also online representative from Survey Division as well as in-person representatives po. Mr. Chair, permission to admit the representative of First Independent Survey Services, sir.
Go ahead.
Secretariat, please. Representative of First Independent, please, may we request you to introduce your name for the introduction and your company, please.
Yes, good morning. I am Jimmy Tirazon of First Independent Value Experts, Inc. Good morning, sir.
Good morning po, sir. Welcome to the negotiation on the terms of reference for the project procurement of consultancy services for the appraisal of land and improvements, including crops and trees, for the expansion of Vigan Airport. So we now give the floor, Mr. Chair, to the survey division. for the negotiation on the terms. Survey division, please.
Good morning, attorney. This is Lolita Hubay po from Survey Division.
Good morning po, ma'am. Ma'am, we are now opening po the floor for the negotiation on the terms. You may proceed po.
We would like to request the bidder po if you have any clarifications po with regards to the terms of reference and anything with regards to the project po.
Good morning, ma'am. With regards po dun sa, well, sa TOR po siguro, ma'am, we have no other, no questions or clarifications. For the other data or assistance that CAAP has to provide po. First po, with regards sa three areas po, Baler, Vigan, and Virac. Meron na po itong parcellary surveys, ma'am, no? Tapos na po siya.
We are currently actually ongoing pa po yung parcellary survey po dyan, sir.
Does that mean, ma'am, na hindi pa defined yung area for the appraisal po, for the land, and kung ano po yung nasa loob ng affected areas po?
No, sir. Hindi pa po siya. It's part of the output of the survey services that we are doing po.
Do we have to wait for the result of the parcellary surveys before our appraisal will be conducted po?
Ideally, sir, it would be ganyan nga po yung mas preferred namin po since the output of the survey services nandun na po yung mga individual parcels area, then yung what are the improvements and trees for each parcel po.
Okay. Sige po. Are you going, as you said, ma'am, that's the ideal scenario po, no?
Yes,
So,
sir.
for this project, ma'am, are we going to come in even without the parcellary survey finish po? Or we as consultant, will have to also to wait for that po?
I think, sir, it would be best if we wait for the output of the survey services. For anyway, sir, hindi naman po natin kailangan matapos yung contract nila as long as the output is there. I think for the timeline, sir, hindi naman at least mga 50 at halfway through, may output na po silang ganon.
Sige po, ma'am. We'll wait for that po na na advice ninyo once week. At least we have the parcellary plan po sana on that. Kung ba, para lang din masimulan po namin yung aming assignment din po, if ever po.
We have
Yes.
actually, sir, we have the initial parcellary plan po. Hindi lang siya complete details po. Pero we can provide that to you na po pag once may contract na po.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you po for that. Next item, ma'am, is for the, at least, ma'am, no, with regards naman, well, it is still related to parcellary and it is also related to your land acquisition activities. Are we following some standards po ba with regards dun sa severity or the impact ng project dun sa acquired land po ninyo? Ito po parang, do you have a similar manual like DPWH po that they are indicating that if 20% of the land is affected, then that is considered to be a severe and it will be valued as if it is a 100% acquisition po. Do you have that standard po? Para po sa report namin, alam din po namin on how to prepare the valuation report for your po.
For CAAP po, we don't have the necessary manuals po. That's why we are following po yung manual ni DOTR for the right-of-way acquisition po.
So it is partly same it's also the same as the 20% ano po, no, severity.
Yes po. Mga ganun
Okay,
po. Na pag sobrang liit na ng matera, bibilhin na buo. Parang ganun po.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that po. So we would know on how to ano po, do our approach for that valuation po. And one more, ma'am, is with regards po dun sa assistance on ground naman po kasi we had some difficulties po or appraisers has some difficulties in entering properties po, no. One is for the structures there are landowner or there are property owners that are hesitant to yung entry sa kanilang mga bahay, and that we are not able to kumbaga properly assess and do measurements dun sa mga structures nila. Dito po pa sa area natin, ma'am, wala naman pong resistant dun sa mga affected persons po para po magawa namin. Kasi ang sa structures po na ipipresent namin sa inyo for the replacement cost is a bill of quantities po. So in a way, it shows the price of the construction price at kung gaano po really kalaki yung bahay na or yung structure na matatamaan ng project. Yun po. Yes, ma'am.
I cannot assure po sa resistance po, but with respect po sa CAAP, kasi hindi ko po masabi kasi nasa landowner or sa homeowner na po yun. Pero for CAAP po, we are willing to support naman po sa inyo during the conduct of
The
the
service.
appraisal po. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Yun lang po, ma'am. Kasi para lang, alam naman po namin din na mayroon talagang mga resistant and no one can assure us na yung na hindi sila magre-resist. Pero yun lang po, just for the CAAP or for our client to witness po na merong mga nagre-refuse and we can't, kumbaga hindi namin talaga mapasok yung mga properties nila.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Yun lang po yung mga clarifications namin for the data or assistance that we would be having for meeting from CAAP. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Attorney, no more po sa survey division po.
Either First Independent Value Experts Incorporated and the end user ADMS survey division has already agreed with the terms and conditions and subject to their discussion in today's meeting. So with that, sir, we can close this item, sir, and the technical working group will proceed with the post qualification evaluation and present it to the Bids and Awards Committee in our subsequent meeting. Moving on, sir, item 2.3. This is the negotiated procurement as well for negotiation for the procurement of the project consultancy services for the appraisal of land and improvements, including crops and trees for the expansion and extension of Baler Airport. This is also a rebid with bid number 22-028-10 amounting to 700,850 pesos an ADMS project. Also, the bidder for this is First Independent Value Experts Incorporated, sir. Survey division, please. The floor is now open.
Good morning po, attorney. This is Engineer Amabaw po. Engineer Hubay had to step out po kasi mayroon po siyang another meeting po. Pasensya na po. And again po, we would like to request the leader po for any clarification on the submitted terms of reference.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning po. Jimmy Razon po, First Independent Value Experts Inc. po. We don't have any questions or clarifications with the terms of reference, but for the data and assistance that we will be needing or to be provided by CAAP, we will adopt what was discussed in the previous negotiation, ma'am. So if that is okay with you, instead of reiterating what has been said.
Yes, sir. That's okay po sa amin. Same lang din po naman po sa kanina. Parang same concern lang naman din po kami. So, I think we just have to follow what we have discussed kanina po.
Thank you very much,
Thank
ma'am.
you po.
So, survey division, no other items na po?
Yes po, no other items po.
Mr. Chair, would like to put on record also that first independent survey experts as well as the ADMS end user already agreed to the terms of conditions as well as the items discussed during this meeting. So the technical working group, Mr. Chair, will proceed now in the conduct of the post qualification evaluation for presentation to the committee. Permission to proceed, Mr. Chair, with item 2.4. This is for the negotiation for the project procurement of consultancy services for the appraisal of land and improvement, including crops and trees for the expansion of Virac Airport. This is also a rebid with bid number 22-029-10 amounting to 1,427,200 pesos an ADMS project. And for these projects, sir, the same bidder, first independent value experts is a qualified bidder for this, and ADMS is here ready to lead in the negotiation on the terms of reference, Mr. Chair. ADMS, please.
Good morning. Again, good morning po. So, again, we would like to request the leader to for any clarification po on the presented terms of reference.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning po. Again, Jimmy Razon, ma'am, of First Independent Value Experts Inc. With regards to the terms of reference of the project, ma'am, we don't have any clarifications or questions. But with regards to the data assistance that we would be provided or needing from CAAP, we would like to adopt the request that was been discussed in the previous project po. If it is okay po, instead of reiterating. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. As what the leader said po, and on our end po, wala rin po kami clarification po from the leader. So, we will just adapt what we have discussed previously po. Thank you po.
Thank you for ADMS and First Independent. Again, I'd like to put on record that First Independent Value Experts agreed with the terms of reference as well as the conditions discussed during this negotiation with the ADMS survey division. The technical working group will now proceed, Mr. Chair, with the post-qualification evaluation of the submission of First Independent Value Experts. Mr. Chair, we can now close this item for 2.4, and we thank the representative of First Independent Value Experts, Jimmy Razon, for participating in today's negotiation. Maraming salamat po, sir.
Maraming salamat po, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Permission to leave po, sir. Thank you.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you po.
Mr. Chair, permission to proceed, sir, with the pre-bid conference for the project supply, delivery, and installation of workstations for ECIT equipment AIS operations at ATMC. This is an ATS project with CBA number 23-02-133 amounting to 2 million pesos. And the ATS representatives, Mr. Chair, are here to to present the project for this for this project. ATS, please. I Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Tony Frank. With me are the end users from the AIS operations, the facility in charge, Mr. George Narvaez, and his assistant, Miss Cindy Balukating. While reconnecting, Mr. Chair, let me have a few, probably 2 minutes for the reconnection, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, while the ATS representatives are connecting, we would like to acknowledge our prospective bidders for this project. We have 2 bidders. May we request the prospective bidders to type your name and the company you represent in our chat box, please, in order for our secretariat to record, to include you in the records of our minutes or in the records of our meeting. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Attorney Frank, for the bidders online and regular members, TWG and BAC Secretariat. This is the pre-bid conference for the project named Supply, Delivery and Installation of Workstations for ECIT Equipment of AIS Operations at ATMC. ECIT stands for the EAD Client Interface Terminal. We have here the bidding documents, 6th edition, July 2020. First part of the here the on the civil aviation of CAAP Corporate. Yeah, sorry. Here the 2 million being this under the contract project. The delay of the by 40 days. Sorry, 45 days. Ako bidding documents may be bidders ng 600 pesos, 12% pre-bid and the opening. Procurement as opposed to one, the details of which are described in section 7, technically discussed. The GOP in the amount bidding for the projects are in ARR. Content of the PBDs, where number of bidders found to be legally, technically, and financially capable will be evaluated. 5.3, the SLCC or the single largest complete project that is at least one contract similar to the project, the value of which adjusted to current prices using the PSA's CPI must be at least equivalent to 50% of the ABC. For the origin of goods, there is no restriction on the origin of goods other than those prohibited by decision of the UN Security Council. Subcontracting is not allowed.
The first envelope shall contain the eligibility and technical documents of the bid. The second bid envelope shall contain the financial documents. Any bid exceeding the ABC indicated in paragraph 1 of the instruction of the bidder shall not be accepted. Payment of the contract price shall be made in Philippine pesos. For the bid security, the bidder shall submit a bid securing declaration or any form of bid security and the amount indicated in a BDS. Any bid not accompanied by an acceptable bid security shall be rejected by the procuring entity as non-responsive. Sealing and marking of bids. Each bidder shall submit one copy of the first and second components of its bid. The procuring entity may request additional hard copies and or electronic copies of the bid. However, failure of the bidders to comply with the said request should be a ground for disqualification. They can also submit for online submission. The BAC shall open the bids in public at a time, on the date, and at the place specified in paragraph 9 of the instruction to bidders. In case the bids cannot be opened as scheduled due to justifiable reasons, the rescheduling requirements under Section 29 of the 2016 revised IRR shall prevail. The procuring BAC shall immediately conduct a detailed evaluation of all bids rated passed using non-discretionary pass-fail criteria. For the post-qualification, within a non-extendable period of 5 calendar days from receipt by the bidder of the notice from the BAC that it submitted the lowest calculated bid, the bidder shall submit its latest income and business tax business tax returns, filed and paid through the BIR, EFPS, and other appropriate licenses and permits required by law and stated in the BDS. For Section 3, bid data sheet. For this purpose, contracts similar to the project shall be A. Installation of IT equipment or workstations capable of high-end computing. B. Completed within 5 years prior to the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. Subcontracting is not allowed. For the legal documents, valid field JEPs, registration certificate of SEC, DI or CDA, mayor's or business permit, tax clearance, certificate of field JEPs and platinum membership, statement of the prospective bidders shall submit all its ongoing procurement and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, statement of the bidder's SLCC, original copy of bid security, schedule of requirements, conformity with the technical specifications, original duly signed omnibus sworn statement, certification under oath attesting that they have no pending cases against the government, legal clearance from CAAP ELS to the non-pending cases of the prospective bidders, bid bulletins if applicable, financial documents, audited financial statements, prospective bidders' computation of net financial contracting capacity or NFCC, duly signed joint venture agreement. Bids not complying with the above instruction shall be disqualified, and also bid exceeding the ABC of the project shall be disqualified. The price of the good shall be quoted DDP. The amount for the bid security of 40,000 pesos or 2% of ABC if bid security in cash, cashier's or manager's check, and 100,000 pesos or 5% of ABC if bid security is in surety bond. Each and every page thereof shall be initial signed by the duly authorized rep of the bidder. Submitted eligibility, technical and financial documents shall be properly marked with index tabs or ear tab and must be sequentially paginated in accurate order in the form that is page 3 of 100, page number of last page of the document per envelope basis. Pagination should be sequential based on the entire span of the whole documents inside the envelope. Each bidder shall submit 1 original and 2 copies of the first and second components of its bid. Bids not complying with the above instructions shall be automatically disqualified. Partial bid is not allowed. The bidder with the LCB that complies with it is responsive to all the requirements and conditions shall submit the latest income and business tax returns, business licenses, latest AFS. For the performance security, within 10 calendar days from receipt of the NOA of the bidder and the procuring entity, but in no case later than prior to the signing of the contract by both parties. The successful bidder shall furnish the performance security in any forms prescribed in Section 39 of the 2016 revised IR of 9184. The procuring entity or its rep shall have the right to inspect and or to test the goods to confirm their conformity to the project. Warranty, in order to assure the manufacturing defects, shall be corrected by the supplier. A warranty shall be required by the supplier as provided under Section 62.1 of the 2016-9184. The procuring entity shall promptly notify the supplier in writing of any claims arising under this warranty. Upon receipt of such notice, the supplier shall repair or replace the defective goods or parts thereof without cost to the procuring entity pursuant to the generic procurement manual. The supplier's liability under this contract shall be as provided by the laws of the Republic of the Philippines. If the supplier is a joint venture, all partners to the joint venture shall be jointly and severally liable to the procuring entity. We have here the special conditions of contract. The supplier is required to provide all of the following services, including additional services: supervision, furnishing of tools, detailed operations, supervision and maintenance, training of the procuring entities, repair of the supplied goods. The contract price for the goods shall include the prices charged with the supplier for incidental services and shall not exceed the prevailing rates charged to the other parties with the supplier for similar services. In the event of termination of production of the spare parts, advance notification of product entity, and furnishing at no cost to the procuring entity. The supplier shall carry sufficient inventories to assure stock supply of consumable spare parts, and spare parts or components shall be supplied as promptly as possible. The supplier shall provide such packaging of the goods as is required to prevent their damage or deterioration during transit to their final destination as indicated in this contract. The supplier shall identify the procuring entity against all third-party claims of infringement of patent, trademark, or industrial design rights arising from use of the goods or any part thereof. So we have here Section 6, schedule requirements, the latest generation processor, motherboard, form factor, chipset, memory max, memory slots, speed, PCI, onboard Ethernet, SATA, optical disk drive, onboard video, USB, RAID support, graphics, monitors, mouse, keyboard, computer tables, workstations, computer chairs, UPS, operating system, the license security suite, license office productivity, the license PDF editor, and warranty for 2 years. We advise that the specs of this project was coordinated with our MIST. That's all, Your Honor. That's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you much.
At this juncture, Mr. Chair, the end user as well as the technical working group are now ready to accept questions, clarifications from our prospective bidder. Any questions po? To our bidder? Bidder online? My questions po from our bidders. Jonecotech.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning po, ma'am. Ma'am, may questions po kayo or clarifications po with regard to the project?
Apo. Sir, question ko lang po, with regards po dun sa optical disk drive natin, kasi usually kasi wala na tong ganitong ano sir, kasi pag mga software natin through online lang po natin ini-install. Pwede po ba sir ano na lang natin to, i-remove na lang po natin sa sa specs po natin, kung okay lang po. Kasi pag meron po kasi nito sir, hindi po magko-comply yung brand na i-offer po sana namin.
Good morning po. Ma'am, siguro pwede rin nating i-omit na lang yung ano, yung sa CD writer kasi kami rin minsan nahihirapan na ano, wala na mga CD. So ano na siya, downloadable na lahat. Ayan.
Ma'am,
Okay, sir. Thank you po. Thank you, sir.
we will issue a bulletin na lang po, ma'am, removing this particular item po dun sa technical specifications po.
Okay po, sir. Noted po. Thank you po.
Any other questions pa po, ma'am? Verification po. Janeco, wala na po, ma'am.
Sa ngayon, sir, yun lang po yung napansin ko, sir, na hindi po kami magkukulay. Regarding lang po dun sa ODD po. Pag meron po, sir, siguro magla-letter na lang po ako pag meron pa po akong ibang makita po. Thank you po.
Thank you po, ma'am. Mr. Chair, having no other questions from our prospective bidders, we only have one bidder joining us online. We can now close this item, sir. But we would like to inform our bidder that you may still raise your questions, clarifications by submitting your queries to our BAC Secretariat, and they shall be submitted 10 calendar days before the opening of bids, Mr. Chair. That's all, sir. So, Mr. Chair, may we request to excuse now our bidder in order for us to proceed? Sir, permission to proceed to item 4.1, sir. This is a pre-procurement conference.
Attorney Frank?
Sir, permission to proceed, sir. Item
Yeah.
4.1.
Yeah, go ahead, please. Let's dismiss the bidders that are present and then let's proceed with the pre-procurement conference.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, moving on, the pre-procurement conference for the project Search and Rescue Model Analysis Program, SARMAP, subscription for Philippine Aeronautical Rescue Coordinating Center, PARCC, CBA number 2302-122, amounting to 750,000 pesos, an ATS project. And we have here ATS representatives who will present the project.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. This is the pre-procurement conference for the project SARMAP of Philippines. We have here the first slide, SARMAP